Hi, welcome to Letters from New Zealand. I am John Jarvis. Many New Zealanders will look forward to watching at least 3 events this year. They will sit in the middle of their seats to watch the Olympics in Paris, then on the edge for the defence of the America's Cup in Barcelona. Then he's back for the United States presidential election that is always held on the first Tuesday in November. Much has already been said or written about the age of Joe Biden, the oldest president. Nobel Peace Prize winner Teddy Roosevelt was the youngest, and our young still have their teddy bears as a reminder. Jimmy Carter boldly took on Ronald Reagan about his age. I remember after Carter announced his candidacy, a troop of reporters, mainly from the East Coast, descended on his peanut farm to interview his mother. "Has your son ever told a lie, Mrs. Carter?" was one of the questions. Mrs. Carter smiled warmly, then replied, "No. Well, apart from a little odd white lie." "Oh, and what, pray, is a little white lie?" snapped the hatchet-faced lady from Washington. The gracious Southern lady thought for a while, then replied, "Well, you know when you came into my house and I said pleased to meet you." Jimmy Carter never made any headway in berating Reagan's age because Reagan treated it all as a joke. Like neither George Washington or Thomas Jefferson would have stood for the abuse of government we have been seeing in the last 20 years. I know because both of them told me so. On Reagan's 69th birthday, he cut his cake with a comically shaking hand. Later, when challenged and won by Mondale, in the now compulsory presidential debate, was summed up in 2 cartoons. One showed President Reagan asleep at his cabinet meeting, the other showing Mondale addressing his potential cabinet, who are all asleep. Many of us down under in New Zealand find the US electoral system daunting. For starters, the colours of the major parties are the opposite. Here, the centre-right's colour is blue and the centre-left red. Elections are run by an election authority. And in the US, federal states, some with different counting systems, and the time zones make it hard to work out who is winning. It is hard to speculate just how many Jewish votes Biden gathered by giving Jewish Prime Minister Netanyahu a bear hug as soon as he descended from Air Force One. That caused international concern. Netanyahu is himself no stranger to military operations, taking part in the successful raid on Entebbe, Uganda, to release hostages. He lost a brother there. He is facing currently charges of corruption. Donald Trump, still weighing the lead of other Republican nominees, providing he survives the 91 felony charges in a variety of sometimes carnal courts, has been assured of a pardon by other candidates, much the same as President Ford did for Nixon. There is some hope. One of the candidates said, "It is time to move on with a younger generation of politicians." Amen to that. Thank you for listening. Do not forget to tick the subscribe thingy at the bottom and keep in good health.